How's it going, everybody? If you are thinking like me, you're thinking that turkey season is about 34 days away. This year I'm going to get more into filming than I have in the past. Better second angle, stuff like that. And I got to thinking, this year I'd like to put a GoPro in my decoys. I've seen it done before, and the film is awesome. So I started doing some research, and I come across, I believe Campbell Camera makes it. They call it the Ground Spike. It's 23 inches long, and it's 20 bucks. That's reasonably priced, and Campbell Cameras makes awesome products. But I thought to myself, you can make one of those for a lot cheaper. So down here in the office, kind of scrounging around, and I find this old arrow I found, I think at like a 3D shoot or something a while ago. Came with this tip on it. It's like a broadhead practice point, I guess. So I was like, I could do something with that. Scrounged around a little bit more, and I found a piece of 1/4 inch all thread. So I was like, maybe I'll try my luck. What do you know? Piece of 1/4 inch all thread slides perfectly inside of a standard carbon shaft. Awesome. Like, alright, how am I going to put this together? So, doing some more scrounging, and I found some nuts and bolts, different things, super glue, all things. And I'm going to kind of demonstrate how I'm going to do this. I've actually never done a how-to video, always wanted to, so I'm actually going to do a how-to on the fly because I only have 2 of these. The other one is a crossbow bolt. I was thinking not everybody wants to carry around a carbon shaft, especially if it's uncut, which this one is. It's 31 inches long. You know, that's kind of pointless to carry around in your pack. So found a crossbow bolt, pulled the knock out of it, shaved off the fletchings. I'm actually going to paint both of these eventually, but as of right now, it's going to be black. So stripped the feathers off, pulled the knock out, and since this is a little bit bigger diameter than your carbon shaft, I had to take same all thread, well, different all thread, and wrap a little bit of tape around it, and slides right in there, pulls right out. So what I'm going to do, and instead of just leaving them kind of hanging there like that, so they're kind of, you pull them in and out, I'm actually going to glue them in. And I already marked out on here, you probably can't see it, but there's a black line around that. That's the depth on my tripod mount for my GoPro right there. So you gotta kind of set that. Because I'm picky, I don't really want silver showing, so I'm actually gonna go down. That's why I got this nut on here. I'm actually gonna go down a little bit to where it's just about flush, so just enough is sticking out for the tripod bolt, just enough. So here we go. We're gonna try it. It says first how-to, so I'm gonna try and do the best I can, showing you guys here. So super simple. I'm gonna take this super glue, which is already coming out. Whoa, it's coming out a lot, and I'm just gonna fill this whole tube up. I made my all threads 4.5 inches a piece. You guys don't have to do that. Actually, just the head of a bolt. You cut the head off, and that's plenty long enough. So I'm going to push this down in here, and I'm not going to push the nut all the way down because I don't want it to get stuck and have the super glue bust. So I'm just gonna do a quick little run around just underneath the nut. Glue so it gets on the bolt too. Put that back on there, and I'm gonna let that sit for just a little bit while I'm doing the crossbow one. So set that one there. Crossbow one, same thing. And the reason I wanted a shorter one, not just for convenience carrying it, is sometimes I do like to run and gun. For the first part of the season this year, I'm going to be in a blind, pretty much just bow hunting, or off the ground in like a half blind bow hunting. So I'm going to go ahead, throw this in there just for fun. Or I can put it in front of me, kind of facing me, or facing the decoys or something like that while I'm running and gunning, because these Ohio birds, they don't always like to commit to decoys, especially public land birds, which is mostly what we hunt. So, same thing, tube of super glue. Go ahead, get that ready. This may take a little bit more super glue because the tube is bigger. Oh. Now, the one I seen that Campbell Camera makes is actually a two-piece. It screws together. Tissues on hand. It's actually a two-piece, fits together. Which I was thinking, you know, if you wanted to do that, all you'd have to do is basically cut an arrow in half, glue in a piece of all thread or a bolt, and then on the other side is glue a nut on. And then you could just simply have one half, the other half, screw them together. That way it's collapsible, kind of like your standard turkey decoys. Obviously these are two ends you put in the ground, but you could interlock them, and then once you're done you can just unscrew it. They'll be together, throw them in your pack, and go. For me, most of my hunting situations are going to be pretty preset. I'm not really going to be moving around a lot. So these are perfect for what I'm doing. Especially this one with the soft spring ground. You know, 31 inches is pretty tall. It's be over a turkey's head. So I'll go ahead and push this even farther down into the ground. But for right now, seems to be working nice. The glue's starting to set up real nice. Go ahead and push the rest of this glue out of here. So this is my first how-to video. Starting to get into more of the filming for YouTube and stuff like that. So if you guys got any other videos or anything else, how-to videos you think I might be able to tackle, you know, make sure you comment below and let me know what you think of the video and stuff like that. Like I said, it's my first time, and I know it's not the prettiest thing, but hey, it's gonna get the job done this spring, hopefully. For this crossbow one, go ahead and back this off. See, it's kind of, you can see it doesn't fully sit all that well inside there. So I'm going to go ahead and just fill it back up with glue around the outsides. Just drop the cap. Like I did for the other one, I may have to grab my other bottle of super glue. But in a nutshell, that is it. Pretty excited to use these this spring. Like I said, turkey season in Ohio is only about 34 days away, which has got me very excited. Be bow hunting the first couple, probably the first week or two, and then after that, if I don't have any luck, I'll be switching over to the boomstick. So if you guys liked it, give me a thumbs up, give me a share. I'd really appreciate it. Actually, I'll go ahead and screw one of these on so you guys can kind of see what the finished product looks like. That there. I'll go ahead and put just an old field point on there. Push it in the ground, and yeah, all kinds of good stuff. You can set it in front of you. You can, like I said, you can have it facing you, away. Even if you're in the blind, kind of like a second angle of you, lower, so you can get yourself maybe in front of you, drawing back, or something like that. And then the tall one I'm going to put inside the decoys, inside my decoy spread. Like I said, I've seen a lot of people do it, and it's actually pretty cool. So, I already had all of the stuff. I had the all thread. I'm an electrician, so I kind of just acquire stuff over time. So, all thread it's fairly cheap. I already had the tripod mount. I already had the super glue. It's an old arrow. Even if you don't have any arrows, dowel rod will work, something like that. Just drill a hole in the end of it and glue it in. Simple as that, but that's about it. Thanks for watching.